Welcome back, everyone. I'm so happy to introduce a good friend of mine all the way from North Dakota, spending some time in the Sunshine State this morning, Kevin Burkhardt. So great to have you on the show.
Great to see you again, Stephanie.
And great to see you. I was so excited when you told me you were here because I remember one time as we were talking about Down syndrome, children with Down syndrome, you said, I asked you if you were ever interested in doing anything for TV. You said if it helps those families and helps children with Down syndrome, absolutely. So here we are. We I saw you here and jumped on the opportunity to get you here and share this incredible story of yours. I have to say, Kevin is a friend of mine from North Dakota where I had my first anchoring job. And you come from a family of strong faith. And I feel like everybody in the Minot community kind of looks up to you. You're the couple in the family everybody else wants to be. You and your wife, Paula, and is it 5 kids now or?
6.
6 kids.
When I left home, there was 6.
Oh my gosh, look at him.
Hopefully,
beautiful.
Our oldest daughter is married, and our eldest son is home from college right now, and then we have four little ones who all have an extra chromosome.
So this journey that you have been on is just kind of an incredible story and path that you have gone on. Share your story with everybody about your family and how you ended up with 6 beautiful children.
Well, I'm pretty sure when Paul and I had our first date when we were 13, we went to a little laundromat because the movie we were going to go to, Oak Park Theater, the movie was above our age range. And we sat there and we talked about family and what we'd like for a future if we were ever to be married someday. And I'm pretty sure we didn't say 6 children, but we were blessed with a daughter, perfect. A few years later, we had a son, and then a few years after that, yeah, just the other night here in
Florida. Yeah, you're at the. Is that the boathouse?
The boathouse. There we go. Had a great time there. So then our 3rd child was born to us unexpectedly with an extra chromosome with Down syndrome.
And this changed your life and your path, I'd say for the better, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It wasn't a path that we wanted, but as soon as we got to see having a child with Down syndrome, it's not the worst thing that can happen. In fact, probably one of the best things that could happen. We thought it would be nice if we had another daughter, a sister for her, a roommate for life. And so that put us into the world of looking around the world for a little girl who would be a roommate for Grace.
And soon after that, you did find your roommate and that sibling for Grace, and that has blossomed into a family of 6. Your story about your family, your incredible family, was actually even featured in a national magazine, Women's World magazine.
Yep.
So what was that like?
Well, it was pretty neat. They had a local photographer come to our home and take some pictures and interviewed us over the phone, and then it made a publication somewhere around January or February of 2010. I remember walking around downtown Chicago. I was there for a meeting, going from bookstore to bookstore, trying to find publication, and then purchased multiple copies.
Oh my gosh. Well, what was the takeaway with this article? What did they want to share your story with the world? What did that turn out like?
Well, I think, as the article said, Grace, unexpected blessing. The actual name Grace, which we chose long before we knew she was going to be born with Down syndrome, the word grace means a blessing given undeserved. And so we clung to that promise as we tried to grapple with this new baby girl and Down syndrome and what's that going to encompass. We thought, no, her name is Grace. That is a blessing given undeserved. And we just kept seeing that promise fulfilled as she grew up. This is her with our 2nd youngest adoptee, Nole. We adopted him from Serbia.
That's sweet.
And his birth mother actually wanted to try and raise him, but she couldn't do it by herself. And so her dream was that he would be adopted by an American family who could provide services for him. So, yeah, and then we had these 3 children. We had these 2 girls and this boy. And one day I was driving home from a conference and heard a song by Audio Adrenaline called Kings and Queens. It's a song of adoption, and that convicted my heart that Nole needed a little brother. If Grace was going to have a little sister, then Nole needed a little brother, and so.
Well, we have about a minute left, and you're here to really advocate for these children with Down syndrome. And with the minute that we have left, if you could describe the journey of what you went through to adopt. You had to leave the country, and you learned quite a bit, and some surprising things, some maybe sad things as well. But what was that like?
Well, the main thing is that in many other countries, children with disabilities of any kind cannot be raised by their families. It's culturally expected to leave the child at the hospital, where they go to an orphanage, and somewhere between age 4 and 5 they go to an institution. So our hope is that children would be adopted, find their forever family. Not everybody can give birth to a child with Down syndrome. It's kind of a genetic lottery, but everybody can either adopt a child with Down syndrome or can support a couple who would like to adopt a child with Down syndrome. That's our hope.
Yeah.
And next month, a couple's going to Lithuania to adopt a little girl who had been out of the orphanage for 7 years and off the adoption record, so to speak, and now she's going to have a forever family.
Oh
So
my gosh,
that's our
happy
hope,
ending
that's
to
our
it.
dream.
So if somebody is in your shoes right now, or maybe you have kind of changed someone's path as well here, what do you suggest they do? If they're a parent or a family out there wanting to adopt, what's your advice?
Well, you can go on the internet. There's places like Reese's Rainbow. You can reach out to us. We'd love to help facilitate the hurdles that you go through, but it doesn't take a special family to adopt a child with Down syndrome. It makes a special family.
Well,
and we feel we've been very blessed.
I admire your family and everything that you've done. You've been such an inspiration to me, and I'm so glad you took some time to chat with us and share your incredible story. Here's a last look at Kevin and his family there, and I wish Paula would have come in and sat next to you this time, but maybe next time.
She was enjoying sleeping in, having some coffee and some...
Enjoying the Sunshine State. I don't blame her. If you want more on Kevin's story or want to see this interview again, head online. Check us out, fox4morningblend.com. Up next, the secret to looking younger, how you can bring back that youthful glow without going under the knife.